After being hired, Shin is working hard and giving it his all. But while talking to Taro, he starts getting way too excited about their last fight, going on and on about how Taro claimed to almost take out everyone with a single punch. Meanwhile, Aoi, who's sweeping the shop entrance, overhears this, starts thinking about their bloody past, and asks if Taro is ever going back to being a hitman. Taro immediately shuts Shin down, rejecting the idea with everything he's got. Shin, all confused, asks why Taro didn't just kill anyone during that fight, especially if he took everyone down in one go. Taro calmly explains that those were all non-lethal hits. Shin's still processing it, and just when he thinks things are clear, Aoi throws in a curveball about family rules. If he breaks them, she'll ask for a divorce. This completely breaks Taro's spirit, and when his wife sees his despair, she casually drops that she was just testing him. "Yeah, it's fine," she says. "Just make sure to sweep the floor outside. No questions asked." Next, the two head to the market, where Taro has a moment of enlightenment about the joys of buying Chinese buns. He gets all sentimental, imagining his daughter happily munching on them. As Shin's lost in thought, he just can't let go of the mystery of these family rules. He pesters Taro again, asking about it. Taro, total stonewall, telling him to shut it. Then, out of nowhere, a redhead literally falls from the sky, crashing down from the 3rd floor and landing on Taro. And, of course, she wrecks the buns in the process. Taro's mood ruined. His daughter's happiness? Also ruined. With the buns in pieces, Shin urges them to leave quickly because a bunch of thugs are trailing the girl. As he tries to help Taro up, who's now completely out of commission, the girl starts fighting back. Turns out she's got some serious Tai Chi skills. She takes on 2 of the guys with ease, but a 3rd one sneaks up behind her and grabs her arms, making it a 3-on-1. One of them pulls out a knife, threatening to hurt her, but not kill her. Totally a subtle difference. As the thug goes for her leg, Taro, like a genius, uses a nearby tong to disarm him, snapping the knife like it's a twig. Now the bad guys are getting a real taste of pain as Taro lays them out. The girl, still confused, is like, "Who's this guy?" Meanwhile, the bald thug is starting to sweat bullets. But before he can panic too much, Shin swoops in, knocks him out cold, and puts him to sleep like it's nap time. But just when it seems like it's all over, one of the remaining thugs pulls out a weapon, looking beyond annoyed. But the girl quickly grabs the weapon and knocks the thug out cold using some impressive kung fu moves. While everyone's trying to figure out what just happened, more people show up behind the girl. Taro, ever the hero, quickly grabs her and makes a swift exit with Shin. Meanwhile, around the corner, the leader of the thugs is fuming. One of his lackeys says she managed to escape, which only makes him angrier. He yells that they killed his entire clan just to capture her, and now, if she escapes, it'll all have been for nothing. In a fit of rage, he starts taking his frustration out on the guy who failed to catch her, beating him senseless. The leader orders his team to send someone else to deal with the girl, but before they can, the guy who messed up loses his head, quite literally. One of the other assassins steps in, cutting the guy's head off while he's still screaming. The leader, unfazed, then commands the evil twins to capture her. He tells them that if they succeed, they'll have total control over the illegal market. The bald guy wonders if they'll be able to kill the kid, but the leader shrugs it off, saying he doesn't care. The psychopathic twins grin at the opportunity, excited by the challenge. As Shin and Taro continue fleeing across rooftops, they discover that the girl isn't just from any mafia family. She's from the notorious Liu clan. When Shin asks why they're chasing her, she reveals she's carrying a key that opens a secret vault belonging to her clan. Shin, in his usual sarcastic tone, starts rattling off a meaningless code and questions why it's even important. The girl, however, reveals the key's true significance. Her parents died defending it. Flashbacks of her parents telling her to run as their hideout was invaded fill her mind. They told her that if she didn't protect the vault, she'd never be able to face them again in the afterlife. Shin, completely uninterested, brushes it off, saying it's not his problem, and mutters that it's just an emotional spiel. The girl, however, isn't done and threatens to crush his foot. Shin attempts to chase her, but Taro steps in, nearly choking him with his shirt. Then, Taro asks the girl if she knows how to bake, to which she replies that her father didn't teach her, but rather, how to make the perfect chicken. Taro, in his usual odd way, says that's good enough to get his help, but in return, she'll have to make buns for him. The girl, a little confused but intrigued by Taro's offer, is about to accept when Shin suddenly yells, warning that one of the thugs has caught up with them. Before Taro can react, his round face morphs into a punch-ready force, and he hurls the assassin across a building. The girl, with a smirk, says she already told them they were wasting time and things are getting worse by the second. Shin, slightly bewildered, asks who the 2 crazy guys are. She answers, they're the twin assassins, explaining that they charge an absurd amount of money but never fail in their missions. They're infamous serial killers who get a twisted joy out of killing people, and with time, they've developed a hobby of drawing faces on their victims, delighting in their own notoriety. The twins, trying to make light of the situation, quip that they should be ashamed of their fame. But before they can finish their sentence, Shin punches the older twin, only for him to calmly block it, not missing a beat. Then, the assassin asks Shin if he's upset because they killed his friend, and he follows it up with a smug remark saying they must be pretty dumb. Only a rookie assassin wouldn't know Mr. Sakamoto. But before he can even respond, someone tells the assassin to keep talking while he can. Then boom, Taro appears out of nowhere, faster than light, and lands a punch so hard that even your great-great-grandchild would feel it. The force of the blow sends the guy crashing to the ground, and the entire floor collapses beneath them, sending everyone plummeting. The guy, feeling the impact, just knows that punch was ridiculously strong. Meanwhile, Taro, in his usual calm demeanor, casually thinks to himself, a bun would also be nice. Like this whole thing isn't a big deal. Back in the chaos, the assassin leader tries to reason with the girl again, offering her a quick and silent death if she hands over the key. She, however, refuses to give it up, saying she'll never hand over her life. The assassin then coldly comments that her parents said the same thing before he killed them. The girl snaps, losing control and trying to attack, but Taro grabs her, sending her flying backward. Shin warns her not to get emotional and to let them into her mind. But she retorts that this isn't just her story, it's the desire of generations, and her father died protecting it. She starts getting increasingly emotional, remembering everything. At that moment, the assassin throws a kunai at her, but Taro effortlessly catches it with his bare hands, telling her not to interfere. He's too close to finally seeing her dear parents once again. Then, Taro's hand starts bleeding, and the girl questions why he cares about someone he doesn't even know. This triggers a flashback to Christmas, back when Taro wasn't married to Aoi yet. He was going to give her a present, but his face was covered in blood. She asks him if he killed someone again, and he admits he needed money, so he went back to work. She refuses to take the money, telling him he can't change. They can't stay in the past. She steps away and jumped from the building. Taro went after her, saving her from the fall. In the end, they both tumble down, and Taro protects her in the snow, showing a rare, vulnerable moment between the two. After the intense fall, Taro gets up, slightly dazed but not too bothered. Aoi comments that the fall was way more intense than she expected, then emotionally adds that he must have been afraid of losing her. She says that everyone feels that way, everyone is loved by someone. Aoi looks at him, then Taro declares that he won't kill anyone else. He even makes it his personal rule. She hesitates but agrees, telling him to stop compensating for all the people he's killed and instead live to save as many people as he can. Shin, with his telepathic abilities, starts tearing up as he watches this emotional moment. Back to the present, Taro looking at his bloody hand as it heals. He asks Shin if he understands his new, no-killing rule. Shin, immediately agreeing, says he gets it. The twins then attacks Taro, who seems to be able to dodge their attacks effortlessly, with Shin handling his share of the battle with ease. They realize that even a fat, naive-looking guy knows how to fight, so they prepare a coordinated move, using bags and making diagonal cuts in an attempt to overwhelm him. But Taro, unfazed, easily deflects their attacks without breaking a sweat. They soon realize they're getting nowhere, and the twins prepare to step up their game. Meanwhile, the twin assassins get frustrated and decide to take things up a notch, charging at them. But before they can do anything, Taro throws a cauldron at the bald guy, nearly flattening his skull, knocking him out cold. The emo assassin, seeing his brother knocked out, completely loses it, charging at them with his fury. Taro swiftly breaks his weapon, leaving the assassin utterly shocked and defeated. Seeing that things are escalating, the older twin decides it's time to go after the girl, but Shin stops him by grabbing him around the neck with a rope and bringing him to the ground. Meanwhile, Taro then smashes a refrigerator and takes the guy down. The girl, witnessing all this, is stunned. She asks who they are, and Taro simply replies, "Just two salesmen." The leader in Lu's place, now panicking, wonders where she is. The group arrives. The leader gets attacked by Lu, who defeats him with a swift blow. Shin comments that she should have hit him harder, but Taro breaks his neck mentally, telling him to stay quiet. Finally, the girl opens the vault, revealing everything her parents left behind for her. Shin, observing it all, finds it rather eccentric. The vault has an inventory listing that says every head of the family throughout the generations must leave something behind. She finds a bottle of liquor with a note from her father, telling her to drink it when she's old enough. She smiles, realizing how much she resembles him. She takes a drink, and they all eat pork buns while reminiscing. The next day, Taro wakes up with a hangover. Shin realizes how the whole family dynamic works. Shin, now part of the family, Taro introduces the family rule, no killing to him. He tells Shin that if he kills someone, he will kill him. Just then, some very suspicious individuals are seen eyeing their convenience store, and it turns out there's a massive bounty on Taro's head, worth 1 billion yen, bringing the episode to an end. Thanks for watching. If you enjoyed this recap, don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe for more anime recaps. Hit the bell icon so you never miss an update. See you in the next episode.